welcome back to the Legends of Thoriane, where we left
Woo!
quite a while ago, but it won't be a while for you guys. It's a while for us. Quite a while ago, the group had come out of the replica center, of course, being exhausted and tired of the entire fight that they had to go through, healing up a little bit, healing up as much as they can to get their HP back, getting some of their items back after they found a very mysterious trunk that seemed to be holding all of their items. After leaving that, they came across Susan, who was just sitting in a doorway.
Susan.
Tina. I keep getting their names confused because they're both like
you created them.
They're both. For some reason, there's two little girls in this campaign that weren't supposed to play that big of a role, but they are now. So
not our fault.
Well, good thing I get the killer this game.
Either way, Tina, bringing that back up, Tina was sitting in a doorway, just kind of looking out into the abyss. Barry was sneaking up on her, and Flynn shot her right in the shoulder with one of his arrows. She started falling into the abyss when Casper, along with the help of Virgula and Azazel, pulled her out and went to her aid as fast as possible, healing her wounds. There was a little bit of some arguments going on there, some really mean things said, but after all was said and done, they made their way back to the psychological testing where Virgula in the replica center came across a new fuse for the brain swapping device and managed to have Azazel and Virgula swap back to their own bodies. And after that, they came across the vampire's sleeping center, like the sleeping chamber, sorry. They fought against three ginormous...
Ow, my ears!
Redo the intro.
I didn't mean to cast that spell. I had a cold and I guess I released it too soon.
So you got three ginormous phones. Anyways.
Holy
three
crap, that hurt.
Vampiric beasts that they defeated with some difficulty, but they managed to get it done. And so that's where we left them off, in the chamber with these three dead creatures' bodies, recovering from the fight.
Flynn quickly runs out of the room to the statue.
Same
outside
here.
The door.
I am with him. I am following like I'm his best friend.
All right. If I recall, you guys left Tina out next to the statue. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I heard
And
of it too.
kind of next to it.
He was like behind.
She was in a cocoon, by the way.
I do remember the little hammock and cocoon-isk that you made for her. And she is still there. She is still asleep, by the way. And the statue is standing there. The statue is standing there. But this time, instead of having its arms stretched out as though it's open for like a hug, it seems as though the hand is over the statue's, one of the hands is over the statue's stomach, while the other one is behind it.
What is it, like pregnant or something?
No, it's just, it looks as though the statue's ready to give a bow, essentially.
Okay. That's what I thought it was looking like.
Okay. Alright. Bloodied and fucked up. I look at this statue. How the fuck does this one work?
Yeah, I do a quick investigation check upon the room.
I will give it a little gentleman bow back towards it.
Nothing happens. And if you're investigating the room, roll for investigation.
Okay.
I'm gonna be very like, and pretend that I'm like a lady, and then put my hand out and bow with it, lady-like.
As you do your very ladylike bow, nothing happens. The statue remains standing there.
22.
22. So, looking throughout the room, there's of course, as I described earlier, there's tons of candles and chairs and tables. But the main important thing in this room, besides the coffins and the dead creature bodies now, are the bookshelves of these of that was in this room, filled with different types of books on religion, curses, and ritualistic things.
Cool. Pocketing any that seem relatively important and any that I cannot pocket, I will skim over and memorize with my keen mind.
Looking through the books, I will say with that investigation that you got, that you do find a couple books that look like as though they have been like bookmarked in some way. And pulling the book off the shelf and looking at it, it seems as though the cover of it doesn't say anything, but opening it up, the first page talks about elder gods.
Oh boy, yeah, definitely carrying that around. At the very least, to get it away from this place. We don't need these people having.
DM.
Yes.
Is the back of the hand on the back palm down, or palm up? Like, is the palm of the hand on the back, or is it facing outward where we can see it, where like the back of the hand is touching the back?
The hand is the palm of the hand is facing outward, so the back of the hand is touching the back of the statue.
Okay. And the palm of the hand is on the stomach in front, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I will embrace the statue as if a child hugging a mother and putting my hand on the back of the hand on the back side.
All right. As you hug this statue, put your hand on the palm of this statue, you feel a quick prick on your hand.
Yes. Cool.
As you feel this prick, the statue begins to move, and it gives a very slight bow, and then goes back up, and then it outstretches its arms and asks for what you require.
I require the strength of that. But how do I say this? I basically want a full rest without taking one.
All right. It looks down at you, Flynn, and gives us. You see as it smiles, there's cracks go up against its face, and as it starts cracking, it starts crumbling down onto the floor. And everybody that is standing in front of the statue feels as though they have taken an extremely long rest.
Yeah!
Huzzah! You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
Huzzah! I'll take it.
Ah!
I will take it and cherish it.
You damn straight. Oh my god. You have no idea how long I was trying to figure this out. Like, this is gonna be stupid. This isn't gonna work. Long rest.
It worked.
Mm-hmm.
Work.
I was hoping you guys would use
Alright,
the
so-
statue before you went into the fight, but you know, it's
No. So, just to clarify, that means me, Barry, Azazel, Casper, and technically Tina all got healed except for Virgula because he was inside, right?
Virgula was investigating. He was not standing in front of the statue.
I'm sorry.
So yes.
I'm sorry.
Can I come out and do the same
I'm
deal?
sorry.
As you come out, the statue is crumbled onto the floor.
Damn. Oh well.
I'm
And you
sorry,
like
bro.
yourself. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I will say though, as you were investigating the room, Virgula, you also, I think I told this to Barry last time, before the fight when he was looking around the room, but you did see on the wall an odd-shaped stone that was kind of like different from the rest of the stones on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Okay. May I do a specific investigation check against that to see what's funky about that? Like what it might be?
Yes, sir.
That is a 23.
It seems as though that this is a switch for something. It seems as though if you turn it turn it enough and then push in, it will release something or activate.
Well, that's not vague at all. Do I have any idea?
The button itself, that's what it does. It is
okay. Do I have any idea what it may activate?
Looking with the 23, with that 22, I'll also let you just go ahead and have this, since I want you guys to go ahead and hurry on to the 3rd floor. With the 22 that you got, with the big pentagram, bloody pentagram symbol in the middle of the room, in the circle itself, it seems as though it was already kind of a circular line around it already, and it seems it would release out of the ground in some way. Essentially, this is the elevator to the next floor.
Okay. I will pop my head outside and inform everyone else I believe we found the elevator.
Good.
Huzzah!
Good. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Before you guys leave, I will ask you one more time. You sure you don't want to go to the second study?
Oh wait, we didn't go there.
That's right. It was
let's take
big room with chains.
Yeah, let's make a group vote. Shall we go to the study, or shall we continue to the elevator? So first vote, all in favor to the second study. Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
That's majority. That's all of us.
Okay.
All of us. Cool.
Yeah. Tina, how about you?
She is still asleep.
She
Good.
I'm gonna pick her up and hold her.
Alright. You pull her up to you and wrap, I guess, the little hammock or the little thing that was made for her. You wrap it around you, start holding her. So, since all of you guys agreed to go to the second study, you guys make your way back to the large surgical chamber room and onto the other end, where the door to the secret study is still open, looking out into the abyss and seeing these several small little chains just dangling there.
May I do an investigation or perception check or something to see if there's any kind of tricks or traps related to the chains, like maybe pulling one would start a swinging blade or something crazy shit?
You may. It will be no, not these. No, you're fine. There's one close enough for you to look at it without disadvantage. So yes, you can roll a perception check if you want.
That is 26.
All right. Just looking at this chain, even though it seems to go past, like for miles upwards into the darkness, looking at it best you can, like with that 26, like really looking at that chain, it seems to be just a normal chain. It doesn't look like there's anything especially connecting to it, or the way it's swinging doesn't seem as though it's like connected to anything either. So it seems somehow it's just a normal chain hanging.
Okay. I will relate this to everyone that the chains themselves don't seem to be booby-trapped, at least not the ones close to where I can see.
Okay.
Perhaps we should have one of our more athletic or acrobatic individuals attempt something, just in case we get to wherever we need to go and, for example, a bat not have his strength to do whatever it needs to be done.
So Barry.
Would you like to go first, Skelly Bro?
Oh yeah, my bad. I was muted. I was saying yeah.
No, you good.
Yeah. Let's go. I'll do it.
All right, my friend, roll an acrobatics check for me.
Oh no, acrobatics check. I'm so distressed. 19 plus 15, sir.
Okay, that is a 34. Yeah, it's almost as though you just fly towards the chain as you leap towards it and grab it with ease, kind of swinging there, just barely holding on, but you know you can hold yourself there. It's no issue whatsoever.
Yay. I tell them, do exactly what I did.
Right.
All right. If you want to keep
Sorry.
going, or if you want to keep going, I'm going to need you to do another acrobatics check.
Alright, I'll keep going. Oh no, the same problem, Seb, is a 18 plus 15.
Oh no, so that's just 1 point less, but you still leap towards the next chain. It's a little farther away this time than the first one, but without any problem, you jump there, you make it, you're good. And as you jump to the next one, towards the other chain, you see as though you can still kind of see that chain, but past that one, you can't see any more of the chains.
Okay. Actually, damn, Azazel turned into a bat. Just come to me.
Casper.
I need you to come to me. Yeah, I need you to come to me.
Casper.
And
Okay, I guess I'll bring the kid with me. That's cool.
don't bring her. Don't bring her. Leave her.
Take her.
And he
I will take her if anyone else won't.
Apparently. Go ahead. Give it to V. Give her to V.
Alright, Azazel hands you Tina, and he transforms himself into a bat and flies his way over to Barry.
Alright. So, Azazel, I need you to see if there's any more chains down that way.
I use my super cool, awesome echolocation and just blast sound waves through the room.
Yes.
I want you to do a perception check for me, Azazel.
Would that be with advantage just since I'm a bat? Or is that not?
Just roll normal perception.
Okay.
Zazzle?
8.
8. So, after you screech out your little screech to see where the chains are located in this darkness, of course you see the one that would be next, even though it's shrouded a little bit in this darkness, and you see a couple more past that one, but it seems as though each chain is farther away from each other. So each leap to the next chain will be harder.
I'll just fly it all the way to the other end.
To the chain to the two chains that I told you
Well,
about.
the chains are leading somewhere, right?
They are, yeah. They're leading to
Yeah.
the study.
I'll go to where the chains are leading. Since they're going to be so far apart from one another.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can make it to him, but like, I need to know where to go because I can't see anything.
Okay, well, I'll inform him of where the chains are as he goes and follows me.
All right. Are you just hanging out with him, or are you flying ahead of him then?
Yeah, I'll hang out in his skull and just show him.
Okay. All right.
Now that you say it like that, I'm worried there might be traps.
This is well. Either way, Barry, I want you to do another acrobatics check for me for the next chain.
All right. 35.
Yeah, hop to it. No issue whatsoever.
Yeah, I got a nat 20. I was just like, yeah.
Again, it seems as though Barry is more like flying through all these chains rather than actually like hopping or putting forth any effort at all. Just gliding his way through all these chains.
He is secretly Magneto.
Hey DM,
Yes.
real quick. While they're doing this, Flynn is actually going to stay behind because he's actually going to sit down and face the position himself where you can see kind of like everywhere just in case. But I want to spend as much time as possible to use Druidcraft to start making me another healer's kit. And because I'm about to use my other one on Virgula that I already have coming with because of the feat.
Okay. We discussed about how long it would take you, so.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on that right now.
All right, you can be doing that.
I would like to go
in
back
the meantime,
to
I will go ahead and use. I was going to say, in the meantime, while I'm doing this one, I'm going to go ahead and use my other one to heal Virgula, so I'll let you know how many hit points you regain.
Cool. And after the healing is done, if I still have time while they're in the chain swinging contest, could I go back to the brain swap machine and try and use Keen Mind to memorize how it's been made so that I could potentially remake it later for reasons?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Just chain swinging contest. I'm in first place because I'm the only one in this contest.
Technically, I am
I
also
mean, you
in
and
first
Azazel
place.
are neck and neck.
Yeah, we're neck and neck. Only one of us actually has a neck.
Virgula, how many hit dice do you have?
I have the same number of hit dice as everyone else.
Okay, making sure. So that's.
Alright. Well, then I will say since
You regain 30 points of HP. And there goes our first healer kit.
Since Azazel made you aware of the next two chains, Barry,
Chains.
these next two jumps to the chains will only be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Only at disadvantage.
Yeah.
If he didn't help you with those, then you just wouldn't have been able to make it because you wouldn't know what it was.
That makes sense. Since it's at disadvantage, the lowest I got was a 17 plus the 15. So
All right, you make it to the next chain. This time it was a little bit more difficult, but you kind of took the directions that Azazel told you. You were kind of like you thought about it and leaped towards it, really thinking about your jump this time. And you grab hold of the next chain. The light coming from the surgical chamber is getting a little bit dimmer now, as you are now leaping farther and farther away from it.
Okay. Well, next chain we go.
I want you to do again the next one at disadvantage. And Virgula, as you make your way to the psychological testing chamber to reanalyze this odd contraption that is in this laboratory, I want you to do a intelligence check for me at advantage, actually.
Okay. I assume this is to memorize the thingamabob?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do my Tinkerer tools help with this?
Yes.
Cool.
So you do add your proficiency.
Yeah, twice. Because that's one of my features.
27, by the way.
Okay. Here, what do you got?
That's 39.
You
Just not enough.
You analyze every single inch of this contraption, studying and writing down and keeping notes inside your head of everything about this odd-looking device and odd-functioning device. You pretty much got this thing down, like, chiseled into your mind permanently.
Yeah.
And with that 27, Barry, as you think about the directions again that Azazel told you for the next chain, you think about it, and you're like, okay, it's gonna be hard. This is getting really dark. It's really hard to see where this is, but he says it's right there. So, and you leap towards the next chain, and as you leap towards it, you almost go a little too far to the left, but you just barely grab it with your right arm as it hits your forearm, sliding against it into your palm. You just barely manage to grab onto it, but you grab onto the next chain.
All right, tell Azazel yet again. Tell me where the chains are. I would wobble to the flow to would shine in the light.
Okay, I guess I need to roll.
Another perception.
Perception. That's a 9.
Fuck.
Azazel, you screech out. You obviously see everything around you, Barry, the chains, especially the chain that he's holding on to. But it seems like the next chain is just a little too far away. You can't really analyze where it is.
Hold on. I'm gonna get out of Barry right quick. Do I see where that next chain is?
If you fly a little bit further and do another perception check, then I will.
15.
15. Yes, you see the chain. It is, and like I said, it is farther away from the one Barry's on, but you do see it.
I'm gonna pull it a little closer. Here.
What?
I'm gonna pull it a little closer. I can do that.
You're gonna grab onto the chain.
Is there a problem with that?
No, just do a strength check for me.
That's a bat.
As a bat.
Okay.
Ace is gonna be different since you're a bat.
Well, I don't have. Okay.
Just go ahead and use your strength on there, but I'm just changing the AC.
No, good enough. I doubt that's gonna be enough for the 9.
9. You grab onto one of the links on this chain and you kind of like pick it up just a little bit. All you manage to do is have it change its kind of like swinging motion. You start having it swing just slightly more in the direction of where Barry is.
Okay, but can Barry hear that noise and make a perception on where it might be?
Barry, I want you to do a perception at disadvantage to see if you can hear where this chain might have come from.
Okay. Good thing I rolled the thing twice. Not 20. Oh my god.
Yes.
So 22.
You definitely see where the chain. Well, not see. You hear where the chain is, and you get a nice idea of how far away it is and how hard you're going to have to swing and leap from the chain that you have right now.
All right.
Since you got a natural 20 on that perception, I will not let this next acrobatics be at disadvantage.
Okay.
So it's just a normal roll.
So I'm obviously going to drop the chain now so it doesn't hit me.
Let's
Yes.
go. Yo, the excitement keeps going from basketball. Let's go. That was 18 plus 15. That's 33.
All right, you leap yourself to the next chain, grabbing onto it. This one a little bit easier than the last one. But again, the light coming from the surgical chamber is just a speck of light now because of how far into the darkness you are. So, time for another perception check to see how many more chains there could be.
All right.
Okay. 17.
17. You actually do see the next chain. It is exponentially farther. Seems to be the one that's the farthest away from all the other chains.
As Be the last one.
Echolocation.
Get it, Barry!
Alright.
Please don't roll that one. It's the final thing.
I need you to roll. I need you to roll acrobatics at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh my god. Alright. Alright. Give me a second to do the math. 28?
You swing yourself on the chain, memorizing the directions that Azazel told you and where the chain is, trying to get some momentum going so that way when you leap from this chain, you can grab onto it. As you go for your final swing and jumping from it, you go to grab the chain, and as you go to grab it, you grab onto the very bottom, almost the last link on the chain. And it just dangling there.
Godly.
How's it hanging down there, Barry?
Fuck you. That's what you get. That's what you get.
That's what I get for helping you, I guess.
Alright. That was a badly timed joke when I could have died. Again.
Badly timed joke.
No, don't start.
Stop.
Don't start.
These jokes suck. They're driving me batty.
Oh
I
god.
know, right?
I can just drop this whole laboratory right now.
Please don't. I worked so hard to get there. Oh. Okay.
Alright. As you slowly inch yourself onto the chain, getting a nice, good hold on it so you don't fall, you're still in darkness. You have to wait and see where the next one is. Zazel, for another perception check.
$22.
22. That is much better. So, with that 22, you screech out, seeing your surroundings, seeing Barry and all the chains. And this time, you actually do see, off in the distance, it seems to be the same distance at least, to a chain in front of, just barely in front of, a big metal door, it looks like.
Okay. Barry, you're probably going to have to pull off one of your arms just so you can reach the next one if a 28 was barely enough to get that last one.
Why don't you just try to swing the chain again so that he doesn't have disadvantage?
I mean, I could try that, but my strength...
Because even with a 9, he would add a basic roll. It's better than nothing.
Okay. I'll try to shake the chain again.
Since you got the 22, you know where the chain is, and you fly towards it. I want to do another strength for me.
13.
13. Yep. You swing it a little bit more towards Barry's way.
Doesn't Barry have to do a perception to see that?
Yes, Barry, I want you to do a perception check for me.
Alright.
Hear the clanging of this chain.
Alright.
The darkness.
Wait a second. Alright. 19.
You hear it off in the distance, and with the instructions that Azazel told you, and hearing the clanging of the chain, you do not get disadvantage on this last acrobatics check.
Okay. Alright. You know, my heart's still pounding when I was playing 2K. But it's a good thing I rolled an 18, so this is a 33.
You're good.
All right. You leap towards the very last chain, and as you grab onto it, you almost completely smack against a metal wall, a metal door, as it's hanging right in front of you as you swing.
Okay.
I'll land on a platform that's right in front of the metal door, waiting for Barry to land.
Is there a platform?
There is no platform.
Ooh, okay then. So it's just a metal door hanging on a wall?
This is that
That's what you saw, yeah.
So this feels like the time off of SpongeBob when they try to open the door from Sandy's house to get out when she was in hibernation. That's
Open sesame.
Sesame. Well, that's all I can do.
how close am I to this door?
You're just a couple feet away from it.
Can I roll investigation to see if I can find a way to open this door? So I didn't slam into a wall and fall. Oh, that's not bad. What's my investigation again? 18.
Looking, screeching out and looking at the door a little bit better. It looks as though it's very similar to all the other doors that you come across in this laboratory. It has the giant, it's big metal, it has that big lever on it. The only difference is it doesn't have like a window, a little tiny like window at the very top. It's just complete metal with the lever. So besides missing the window, it's basically the same as all the other doors. You just gotta pull the lever.
Well, pull the lever.
Okay. I'll land on the wall next to the lever, transform back into Azazel, and then just pull it.
Or you could just be on.
There's
the lever, Trunk.
There's nowhere to stand.
Just like hang from
What?
it, you know?
But there's a wall, right?
No.
There's a wall next to the door, yes, but it's going off into the darkness. It's essentially the walls to the
It's
room.
all flushed.
Just
It's all
hang.
flush. There is no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
there's no
smooth
floor
surface.
of any kind. It's just all smooth vertical for surfaces.
Yeah, just
Yes.
hang from the lever, and then turn into Azazel. You know.
Okay, well, I guess that can work technically.
All right, you land on the lever, and do you transform into Azazel?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can still stick to this thing.
All right, as you land on it and transform back, you of course push the lever down almost immediately with all the weight that you're putting on it now.
Yeah, all 50 pounds.
Yes, well, 50 more pounds than there was, but the door, it's open. It's not swinging open or anything, but it's open.
All right, pull it open for me.
I will pull it open.
I mean,
Push, pull, whatever which way that it needs to be opened.
Turn into a bat again, and then fly through the crack. And then there should be a surface to stand on inside the room to pull the door.
Okay.
yes.
Or
I'll-
push, whatever.
I'll do that.
All right, transform back into a bat. As I said, though, the door has not opened. It's, of course, you pull the lever down, and if you pulled it forward, it would open, but there's no crack for you to slip through.
But it's okay. That's why. All right.
I mean, Barry's just a couple feet away from it. You can try and pull on it, Barry. You can reach.
Oh, I can reach. You said a couple feet, so I'm just assuming out of.
Yeah,
distance.
I was thinking like 7 or 10 feet away.
Yeah, I was thinking.
No. Like
Okay.
literally a couple feet.
Okay, I'll try.
Oh.
I'll try to do what I can to get it open, while maintaining one hell of a grip to this chain.
All right, I want you to do a. What do I want you? I want you to do a strength check for me, at disadvantage.
I had a feeling, you know. It's Barry Bones. Bones is in the name. 13.
All right. You know what? I'll say that works. That works. I'll let that fly. You crack open the door enough for Batman to get in.
Bat Boy! Is his name Robin? No, it's Bat Boy.
As you squeeze yourself into this room, Azazel, you now see that this room is actually filled with a little bit of light. There's some candles. There's one of those tiny little light crystals lighting up some of the room, and you see some shelves with books on it. And next to the doorway, as you slip in, you see another lever, but this one's different, and it's not connected to the door itself. It's next to the door.
I'm going to pull that after Barry gets in here. Can I look at any of these books, by the way?
Can you let me in?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll let him in. I'll open the door. That lever.
All right. You transform back into Azazel and you push the door open enough for him to step inside.
Cool. I'll do that. I'll step inside.
All right. So, you guys want to look around first? Do you want to pull
Yes,
the
I
lever?
want to look at these books before we.
Yeah. We'll look around.
I'll do an investigation. Yes.
Alright.
Okay. What was that? That's a 21.
All right. Like I said, it's there's tons of bookshelves, and a lot of them have some of the same material that was in the first study. A lot of books on biology, some books on anatomy, a lot of like very like biological like books. Some on, of course, study of the brain, because that is Colin's favorite thing to study. And besides that, looking around the room, you see a lot of like display cases filled with skulls. You see some human skulls. You see some skulls that look to be very large lizards. You see one that seems to be, from what you can tell, a tabaxi-esque skull. And then you see another skull that seems to be one that you've never really seen before. It has a very large forehead, and it seems as though the teeth on this creature, weirdly enough, spread out in 4 different ways. It's not one that you've ever seen before.
Okay.
Hey, Barry, want a facelift?
No. I don't have a face.
I will also say with that 22, there is a desk that has a few candles on it, and looking onto the desk, there will be a few scattered pieces of paper. There will actually be a little dinner plate to the side to those pieces of paper and writing utensils with some very odd-looking meat and some fava beans.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yes, really.
Didn't we meet him in the
Hey,
other?
my favorite guy in the whole world.
Didn't we meet him
You
in
guys-
the first level, though?
No, you never met him.
Okay. Okay.
But above the desk, there is some big glass cases filled with different kinds of fetuses. There will also be a cabinet to the side of that shelf, and inside that cabinet are a few potions. There will actually be a bat inside of a cage, a teddy bear, and a combination on a piece of paper.
What kind of bat?
It seems to be your average ordinary bat that you just see more than.
I was hoping it was Chicago.
No. A great reference though, but no, it's just a normal bat.
I will let the bat out of the cage.
All right. As you open the cage, unhooking the little lock on it, it flies out, kind of like flies around the room. I want you to do an animal handling check for me.
I go
Natural 20.
pull the lever.
What'd you say, Barry? I'm sorry.
I go pull the lever.
Okay. I'll do the natural 20 first. As you kind of like you use your best animal like instincts. You know you've been a bat, so you know how to treat bats. And
Or Batsy.
you get the creature to fly directly onto your shoulder and sit perfectly fine right there.
Hello, little friend. Would you like to come with me?
It just kind of looks at you.
A little creepy you talk to it that way.
By the way, Barry, as you walk over and you pull the lever down, you start hearing lots of loud clanking and
That doesn't sound good.
so, all of you guys back at the surgical chamber, you all see the chains start shooting downwards, and then you hear a loud, and then you start hearing another sound, And eventually, after a few minutes pass, you see this currently being still constructed a little bit. It seems as though they haven't finished putting all the railings on it, but a large metal walkway.
Great.
Fantastic.
I had a struggle
So,
for you guys.
Walks over and immediately starts walking around with the drawbridge.
What is
I will wait for everybody to go before me, because it'll take me some time to pack up my stuff. How much time has passed? How much of this healer's kit have I got done?
About 10 minutes have passed.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, not 10
2%.
minutes. Not 10 minutes, because I forgot Bergula went and analyzed the machine. So more than 10 minutes, my bad. It's been more like 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. That's 70% done. Okay, cool. You know what? Flynn will sit kind of closer to everything, but not too close to the opening where that bridge is, but keep an eye on everything and continue to work on this healer's kit.
I would like to say, I would like to receive a thank you from you guys, for risking my bones. No? Okay.
Flynn
We'll
shouts.
shut up after we
Flynn
actually
shouts. Flynn shouts down the hallway. You're welcome, I heal you.
You know what? Fair enough.
I'll pat him on the shoulder and say, well, for what it's worth, from me, you have a welcome from all.
All right.
I would like to turn this creature into my familiar.
All right, it'll take you a while, because you have to. Since you got that natural 20, it won't take you as long. But yeah, you can start spending time with this little bat and start turning it into your little familiar.
Okay.
So as you make it across the walkway, Vergula and Casper, you make it into the study, and as I described it to Azazel and Barry, it is a bunch of shelves. There's the desk with the notes and the odd food and the cases of fetuses and the display cases of the skulls.
Just for reference, how long was that hallway? Or the walkway that we just went down?
How long was the walkway? The walkway was about. Let's see, where did I put that number? It was about 250 feet.
I didn't even have to wait. I have Dimension Door. But it's fine.
I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it.
Saved me a spell slot.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, we would like to go to the elevator now.
You guys don't want to look around the room anymore?
Okay,
I
I guess we will. I thought we got everything, but I guess we will.
You got to do shit. We just got here.
DM.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, but I'm going to ask just in case. If enough time has passed where I finish my first healer's kit, Flynn will automatically continue sitting there working on another one.
That's fair. That is fair. I will let that fly.
I would like to do an investigation check for any books that would help me in my pursuits of science, as well as for any interesting diaries or blueprints.
All right, sir. Roll for it.
Look for
and
smut.
also information on, Joshua.
I'm gonna search for weapons.
19 total.
19. What did you get on your search, Barry?
Want to roll an investigation?
Yeah, if you wanted to look for weapons.
Ooh, 22.
you find a very sharp fork stuck in that odd meat that I was talking about.
Fork. Let's go.
All right, you have a very sharp fork now.
It's gonna come in handy.
As for the bits of information, specifically on your furtherment into science and knowledge, and more words on Joshua, you don't really find anything talking about Joshua. You look at the pieces of paper on the desk and looking at the books on the shelves. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff that you already know about. It's, like I said, anatomy, neuroscience. There's some somewhat different books on psychology, but they don't really contain anything new. It just seems to be reworded from the other books on psychology. The only thing different on the bookshelves that you do find a couple things talking about legendary crystals.
Ooh.
One of them is called, on the front of the book, called the Crystal of Life.
Ooh, indeed.
You know, I was thinking like kyber crystals, but you know.
Won't we cure for like fucking crystals and shit?
In here, crystals or anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you might as well throw the book out. We don't need it.
Quick through that just to get the gist of what's going through it and pocketing it for in-depth reading later.
Skimming through the book before you fully pocket it, what you see a lot in the book as you're skimming through it is it seems as though this crystal has the power to create life.
Lame.
Very interesting.
I mean, think about that.
Trash.
This is life, but you gotta understand. There's a lot of things that can fall under that category of life instead of like fleshy things. You know how many trees I can plant?
We're gonna fucking bringing back the Earth, fucking Earth Day. It's gonna be trees everywhere, motherfucker. Trees everywhere, bush, shrub, flower, everywhere.
I will,
Moss
as I put away the book, I will look at Barry and I'll go, yes, but if I could engineer a tree of my own design, one that would produce, say, fruit that exploded upon impact with particular types of people, that would not be that would be handy, would it not?
Nothing more than artificial.
I will also say, with the notes and the pieces of paper that you looked through on the desk, starting with the notes, you find a couple notes, one of them having names on them. It's a somewhat average-sized list of names consisting of Cora Hay, Avery Montague, Alexa the Wise, Colder Blackhand, Tristan Hilly, Azazel Belmont, Alucard, Sycamore, Dirk the Daring, the mercenary known as Angel, Casper Willows, Alistar Willows, Noach Bottomfell, Ophilius Dyson, and
Hey.
Bell.
Hey, don't we know those guys? Except that Ophilius Dyson, I've never heard of him. I don't think
I
any
mean,
of them.
neither. Who the hell is Ophilius?
What a lame name, right?
Who the fuck names they kid Ophilius? Like, come on. Like, that kid must hated his life.
He hated his parents, obviously.
My name is Eugene. My name is Eugene.
The next note that you find is a somewhat combination of things, just a lot of scribbles, not really any organization on this note. It just has there's a few pages next to it, kind of like kept with the note, with pages on mind flare anatomy, and there's some stuff about, there's some like drawings and like questions with your name and like question marks next to it, and like Virgula's name and question marks, and then there's another one kind of describing the process and the idea of turning some of the freaks invisible.
Oh, joy. I start looking through the notes of turning freaks invisible and seeing if I can come up with a way to counteract that with my limited resources.
Get a
It
paint
seems
bucket.
as though, looking at this, the Colin, like studied the Invisible Man's formula very thoroughly. He kind of like copied some of the ingredients since he was able to talk to the Invisible Man a lot better than he could any of his other patients, because he was a fellow intellectual, even though he was also crazy. He learned much about the Invisible Man's potion, and so you see kind of like a few formulas next to a few drawings of the spider freaks, and Colin writing down about integrating this into the spider freaks in some way. The only thing that he wrote down that he knew was still a factor is that if someone had the ability to see invisible or other forms of sight, then you can still see these creatures, but they are still invisible in other forms, and like in the most basic way. They're still invisible, but they are not sighted.
I see. Well, Azazel, it seems you may be having to keep an extra ear out for us. There may or may not be invisible creatures around here.
Perhaps you...
Can I also look at these notes?
Yes, you can. You can also look at these notes as a Virgulus, kind of like setting one to the side, looking at the next one and the next one. I was actually going to get to the next one, and I'll go ahead and say, Casper, you see this, as Virgulus kind of getting to the very last note. And this one is actually a journal entry. It is journal entry number 789. I won't read it in his voice, so it's easier to understand. It won't be long now. With the amount of work I have been putting into this project, it pleases me to see such success. The first few test subjects resulted in utter disgrace and took on the form of some odd, lobbish creature. I have told my associates to dump them outside of Dirkwood. No one will go looking for them out there. Most of the transformed are not easily controlled. While they do hold their new memories and identities, they can't seem to do much other than that. We have also ran into a few problems with some of these transformed, remembering their true identity, going absolutely ballistic. Luckily, they are seen as insane by their respective communities, and some wind up back in my possession. I have recently figured a way to get them to change and give me, or my master, control. One of them has been an extremely useful asset to us. Master recently requested the transfer of all of his vessels to be moved to his castle, so I did what he asked. But what he doesn't know is there's still one out of his grasp in case I may need it. With that transfer, however, my work has been split into more than one location, which is exhausting to say the least. But this is all for the master and what he plans.
Traitorous bastard. I mean, we definitely need to kill that thing.
I agree.
Can I see the notes that
I'm not there.
that mention my name?
Yes. Like I said, all it is it's a list of names. There's nothing next to it or underneath it or on the back of the piece of paper. It's just a list of names.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
I know.
Go for it.
I would like to pick up the paper that has my name in question marks next to questions and stuff. Yeah, I would like to take that and study over it, see what he's trying to figure out about me, and if at all possible, maybe draw on it for more information.
You pick it up along with a few other pieces of paper and stuff it into your little section or pocket.
Out of curiosity, I know I'm not there, but I didn't know if I heard all the names or not. Was Quinn's name on there?
It was not.
Okay.
Can I, did V keep that list that has our names on it, or did he put it back?
Azazel is looking at it right now. V only picked up the pieces of paper that were kind of like was of Colin trying to figure out what Virgula was.
Okay. Can I do my own investigation check just to see if we missed anything?
Yes, you may.
We'll also go ahead and read out aloud the one about the odd-shaped creatures and being sent to the master's castle and everything, just to make sure everyone else has that information.
Awesome.
Also, I'm gonna search if there's anything about Tina on there.
It's on his journal entry.
Anywhere. Because there's anything about Tina.
Go right ahead. And actually, as you're doing that, Tina starts to slowly wake up. What's going on? Where am I?
You have finally
Lion King.
awakened.
Lion King yeet her over the rail.
I will speak to her over my shoulder because she is on my back. You're on my back, but I will note you are quite badly injured. One of the very bad things here managed to attack you. But we have helped you out as best we can, putting you in a cast. I would suggest not trying to get out of it. It may end up hurting you more.
But I want to get out and play.
There will be plenty of time for play later. Right now you must heal.
Okay. She just kind of slumps in her little satchel.
Is it quite comfortable?
I guess.
Is there anything I can do to make it more comfortable?
I want a cookie.
I'll search everything I've got for a cookie. Or even a crumb of a cookie.
Alright. What did you get on your investigation, Casper?
I got a 24.
Alright. Looking through the entire room, every inch, corner of this room, for anything that would be beneficial to your guys' escape or any more information on what's going on outside, you don't find anything. Anything else that could be used.
Okay.
Oh wait, sorry. I forgot. You scroll down far enough. You do find a key. My bad. You do find a key.
Well, I'm gonna take the key. Is Azazel done with that piece of paper? Or is he just gonna stare at his name the whole time?
No, I wasn't even. Okay, yeah, no, go ahead, take it. I was about to say I was going to look over at the mind flare notes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also gonna take the list.
Alright. You pick up and pocket the list in your self-made satchel. And looking at the notes on mind flares, it seems as though Colin has made out some very rough sketches and notes on the inner workings of mind flares, like their actual organs and like their body functions. And there seems to be another piece of paper that he started working on, but he didn't actually finish yet.
What does it say?
I was just about to say it has to do with the actual magical abilities of mind flares. He didn't seem to actually get to start writing down his notes on that yet.
Okay. Not much I can do about that.
Alright. And since you guys have found everything that I have in this room for you, you guys make your way out of this.
Justin was rolling for anything about Tina.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's right. No, you do not find anything on Tina. There are no notes about her or talking about her.
Well, damn. Okay.
All right. Does anybody else want to do anything else before you leave the study?
Is my first healer kit done?
Yes, sir. I will say that it is finished.
Okay. Well, instead of how much time do I have after my first one is done?
You will
If they're
have,
still have they
you'll have a couple minutes.
a couple minutes. Okay. Well, instead of starting on a second healer's kit, I will wait for the group to come back to me because I have a question for you guys.
All right. Well, everybody, like I said, if you're done looking around the room, I will say the group into the study starts exiting out, walking on the middle walkway, and making their way back to the surgical chambers.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Did you find anything interesting?
Few things, but nothing to worry about. Not
I
yet.
list everything in detail.
Flynn, it just goes over Flynn's head like, right, cool, all right, awesome. So, being in this hellhole, I have picked up a few things in some of the rooms and managed to figure out how to use herbs and flowers and everything in between to start, helping us tend to wounds, which is nothing new to what I'm or was used to in my current past. But the question is, would y'all prefer me to hold on to this healer's kit that way, just in case, if you guys ever were to fall unconscious, I can bring you back up to the fight, or would you rather me just turn it into one of your normal, and I hold up and shake an empty potion bottle, common healing, or would you like me to turn it into one of these?
I believe the potion would be more beneficial, and
Well, this is my question. Would y'all?
Sorry. Let me cut in real quick because I keep forgetting that I need to be an actual good DM and tell you actually everything that you found in there. Because there was the cabinet, there were the potions in there. I'm sorry about that. I need to actually be a dungeon master and tell you about those potions. Looking in there, by the way, just saying you already did this. There was 2 potions of greater healing, a potion with a label on it that says Dead Man's Nourishment, 2 potions of poison, and a piece of jewelry.
Okay.
who got all this?
Guess what?
Can I
Guess what?
investigate
Actually,
for it?
can me and Azazel get him? It's technically who was in there first, searching around the room.
I mean, you didn't look at the potions. I will say since...
No.
no, hold on.
I don't care.
You look
Yeah.
for a weapon.
Casper rolled for the... Casper rolled for the investigation of the entire room, got a 24.
That's fair enough.
The potion and the jewelry and everything, so she found all of these.
I just want the dead shit. And that's all I want.
Dead man's
Casper,
nourishment.
you disperse the potions as you see fit. Meanwhile, while you figure that out, I'll tell you guys, this is your options. Either I can make a potion of common healing, but if I do, the downside is, with my healer feat, usually when y'all fall unconscious, instead of me being able to stabilize you where you're still at 0, you just stabilize, no more death saves. If I use a healer's kit on you, you come to consciousness and you're at 1 HP instead.
I feel like the potion would still be better though, because you can shove a potion down an unconscious person's throat and they come up with more than 1 HP.
That is very true. The only downside is you can't shove it down my throat.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Exactly. That's the thing, and that's the thing. And according to the healer feat, because I don't know how the DM wants to rule it, it doesn't have. It's technically not. I don't know. Let me read it outright for the DM to decide if it will work on Azazel or Barry. But I don't know about Azazel because he has to drink blood. But for the healer feat itself, it says. As an action, you can spend one of the healer's kits to tend to a creature and restore. No, that's one I already did to Virgil. Sorry. When you use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, that creature also regains 1 hit point.
It would not work on Barry and Azazel.
Okay. So, would y'all prefer me just turn it into a potion of common healing?
I mean, even if you turn it into a potion, aren't we like the only ones that can use it? Anyway?
Yeah, half the party can't use healing potions, that's right.
Yeah,
So
the thing is, the potion of healing common healing does what? 2d4 plus 2? 4?
2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2? Okay,
Yeah,
but with my healer's kit, my healer feat, it does 1d6 plus 4 plus the creature's hit dice.
I think the healer's kit.
Yeah, it'll cover more bases that way at the very least.
Especially since we just found 2 potions of healing.
Right, and now you don't have to worry about taking the extra time to swap it into a potion of healing.
Cool. All right. I was just making sure what the group wanted me to do with it, because evidently I'm going to be the designated healer. Yeah, hooray!
I mean, I have healing spells, but like I can't use any of them right now.
I have healing spells too, but it really puts a toll on my buffers for damage spells. But I mean, either way, I'll keep the healer's kit, and we can continue dispersing items.
Okay. Considering that there's 2 of us that are technically dead, I don't know what to do with this dead man's nourishment thing, but I would like to do some sort of investigation before I give it to them.
Do you want to do an investigation, or do you want to do Arcana? What do you want to do? Or medicine, maybe?
If you want to do a medicine, give it to me.
Yeah, my medicine is a +0. My Arcana is a +10 though. So
It's up to you if you want to do any of those 3.
My Archon is +14.
okay, do you have the
I was just saying, if you don't figure it out, I could try.
Let's give it. I mean, if anything, you can let Virgula help you, and you can get advantage on the roll, or you can help Virgula, and he can roll, and he can have advantage since he has the highest intelligence. Either way.
Your potion, your choice.
Huh. What's your intelligence?
Oh, mine shit.
Mine is 19 plus modifiers because reasons.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, how is his intelligence higher if mine is max? That won't seem right.
Right. And actually, it'll be higher too because my alchemist supplies would apply to that, so that'd be a +19 Arcana.
Yep. I have a +3 in medicine, but I'm proficient in the herbalism kit and basically medicine and shit now. So hooray!
I guess we can have it.
More than welcome to help me out, so I have advantage.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh. Ooh, needed that advantage. That was a nat 1 at first. Woo!
Ooh! All that talk.
34.
34. So, really looking at this potion that has a very crude label, as I said, that says Dead Man's Nourishment. From what you can tell, it seems as though this potion was specifically made to heal undead creatures.
Can I attempt to figure out how to replicate this potion?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say. Can I, with my understanding for medicine and stuff, consider this as a healing potion? Can I give Virgula advantage on this roll?
Yes. Yes, you can.
What kind of roll am I making? Another Arcana?
No, this time, just make it another intelligence check since you're trying to figure out how to replicate it, actually. You can use your proficiency on it since you are a proficient alchemist.
An advantage. That is a...
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you learned it while you were in that 3-month period at the Dragon Temple.
I believe that's an 18. 14 plus 4.
14 plus 4. 18. From trying to figure it out just for yourself, because this is the first time, with Flynn kind of looking at it with you, both of you kind of thinking about, oh, this is something I haven't really seen before. This is kind of new. You can tell it's made from very not natural ingredients, materials. One of the things that you can tell from it, though, it is actually very magical, and it seems as though this might have come from the use of part of the material anyways. It seems as though it came from that black goo that comes out of the bug creatures and the executioners.
I will note this and kind of inform Barry and Azazel. You may want to start attempting something with the blood of the bug doctors around here. Their blood has something to do with this potion which would cure wounds for undead such as yourselves.
Oh, trust me, I will get their blood.
Very beneficial. I have a theory. Can I borrow you for a second? No, it won't be no harm to you, Barry, but I just want a theory to see if this works.
All right.
Cool. I will hold my hand out, and I will use Druidcraft, because technically this is a flower, and I'm going to create a nightshade flower.
All right.
Please be careful with
And
that.
I will... Yeah, no, don't worry. Flynn knows what he's doing. He's proficient in this shit. Thank God. I will then use said nightshade flower and kind of extract it a little of the pollen and the natural oils and stuff from it. And if there's like even though I know Barry's at full HP, if there's like a slight crack or something on the bones, I want to be able to apply it to the crack and see what happens. Along with, I'm pretty sure, even because I still have it, I have the heart and those things that I took from that bug doctor. Even though there is no more black goo, there should be enough residue just so I can like smear some just to see what would happen with the combination of it.
Okay. And you're willing to let this happen to you, Barry?
I'm willing to let this happen to me.
All right.
Because we have enough healing potion now, so if it fucks him up, we can just heal.
As
Yeah.
I will say, you find a nice little opening in one of his bones. It's kind of on the side of his femur. You apply a little bit of this nightshade to that crack. Stand up and wait to see what happens. And a couple minutes go by. Nothing seems to affect Barry.
Okay. Huh. Well, one of the ingredients for this potion is not nightshade. We know that much. I will then... Can I try to do a sleight of hand to put the rest of this nightshade essence and stuff in the bottom of my quiver, where the arrow tips of it hit it?
Yes, you may.
Sweet.
What kind of potion did you do?
1, 2, 3.
You got 2 potions of greater heat.
Okay.
That would be a 23 for sleight of hand to put this flower of nightshade into the bottom of my quiver. So when I draw arrows,
Done and
it'll
done.
have some sort of damage. I don't know what the damage would be or what it'll do, but now my arrows are coated with silver heads and nightshade residue. Ooh, let's see what this does, guys.
Also, if you want to do one more thing, along with the potions, there was also that set of jewels that I told you.
Yeah, I wanted to do an Arcana check on those.
Go for it.
Didn't you say there was 2 vials of poison? If there were, I would love to take one, if you don't mind, Casper.
I'm flat it because me and you already discussed this before, Cody.
Okay.
I'll gladly lend her advantage to the check.
Okay. Virgil is now helping you study this little set of jewelry.
Okay. With advantage. Yeah, I got a natural 20 plus 10.
All right. Just tell you right off the bat, this pair of jewelry gives you advantage on animal handling checks.
That would have been useful for the other thing, but I got that 20 already.
Yeah. So once you attune to this set of jewelry, you have advantage on all animal handling checks.
It's useful, I guess.
Okay.
Nobody else wants it. I'm keeping it.
Wait, what? What's happening?
Well,
I zoned out.
Casper has a set of jewelry that gives you advantage on animal handling checks, which could be useful if you run into anything animalistic.
Let me check what my animal handling thing is on.
There's a ranger in the group. Ranger.
That is very true. I don't need it.
Mine's only +2, so.
Yeah, mine's a +2 also. It's a waste of my time.
I don't like
Well,
having
that-
high rolls, so you can keep it.
My animal handling at the moment is a +5.
Okay, don't brag.
Well, it's up to Casper if she wants to give it to Flynn or not. So.
I mean, I just feel like with a +5, you don't really need advantage. But that's all
Look.
me, like my talking.
Look, it's like my favorite color, okay?
Alright, how about this? Me and you are splitting the 2 potions of great healing. I know, right? So you get one, I get one? Okay. Give me the poisons, and you can keep the jewelry.
Oh, I was gonna coat one of those poisons on my blade.
I mean,
No,
you can give the other one
no.
Barry. I just want one.
I mean, Flynn could always pop up some more nightshade and just kind of smear it on your blades.
Yep.
I'm keeping at least one.
That's
You
fine. I
want-
just want one poison.
You can have it.
Sweet. Alright. Flynn will then sit down and examine the poison to see exactly what type of poison this is. Because there's a huge list of fucking poisons.
All right. I want you to. I want you to do. You can either do. I know you choose this. Do a intelligence check for me, but add your proficiency bonus upon that, since you're proficient with.
Cool. So, yeah, I'm proficient in herbalism kits and poisoner kits and thieves tools and a bunch of other shit. So it's cool. Holy shit! Plus my proficiency. That is. Oh my god, hang on. You say intelligence, right?
Yes.
Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 32 total.
It is a.
Because I wrote a natural 20.
It is a vial of serpent venom, taken from an incapacitated giant poisonous snake.
Alright. Hang on. Let me pull up the list of poisons here.
Oh, I have it written down right here.
Hey.
This poison must be harvested from a dead or incapacitated giant poisonous snake. The creature subjected to this poison must succeed on a DC 11 Constitution saving throw, taking 10 or 3d6 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
What's the full name on the poison? What's the actual name?
Serpent venom. That's just what it's called.
Serpent Thank you, Sir Serpent.
Sure.
Venom.
Serpent.
There it is. Oh my goodness. That's pretty nifty there, sir. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. How many? It's a vial, so how many uses does it have? Because that's a DM decision.
3.
3 uses. Okay. Well, this is what I will attempt to do then, because since we're all talking and dispensing loot and trying to figure shit out, I will take my quiver of holding, pull out my arrows, druidcraft some moss, and put it at the bottom of my quiver of holding, which also has the nightshade at the bottom of it, and I will dump the entire poison into my quiver of holding, and then put my arrows back in there and let the spongy moss sponge I put in there soak it up. So now my arrows are covered in it.
All right.
Yes.
You do such as that. Everyone sees you pouring the poison into your quiver after you put the moss on the arrows.
Crazy part is I can't be poisoned. So.
Says you.
Well, the rest of you guys can.
So, what do you guys want to do?
I want to go to floor 3.
Well, we've done everything we needed to do anyway, so fair point.
I want to be halfway done.
We're halfway there.
I want to start singing.
As a note DM, go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. I'll just text Jacob what I'm doing.
Oh, well, I just want to start singing as the group leaves from the vine by Uncle Iroh.
Okay. Bringing in some of that Avatar references.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's not sending the GIF, so I'm just going to stop. Damn it.
As a side note, Avatar being on Netflix again is the best shit ever.
Oh, yes.
Dude, I finished it twice already.
I'm probably going to watch it again, actually. Because it's been a while since I've seen the series.
Dude,
I would have finished it twice already if it weren't for the fact that I'm watching it with someone else, so I have to wait.
Oh my god. So this is not my second time rewatching it. On Netflix, second time rewatching it. Now in total, my 8th time rewatching it. It's just so damn good.
It really is.
Okay, but back on track. I derailed this train. I'm getting it back on track.
Okay, back to killing people.
Or not.
No.
Let's go to the 3rd floor, guys.
Back where we can murder more things, yes.
To floor 3.
Floor 3. The murder.
It's gonna get real.
As you guys make your way back to the sleeping chambers and make your way into the sleeping chamber itself and looking around, you hear Tina pipe up. Ooh. Are we going to the next floor? Are we going to the next one?
That would be correct.
Would you mind telling us what
I'm in the back of the group, by the way.
Okay. What did you say, V?
Would you mind telling us what you know about that floor, Tina?
Ooh, that's where Mr. Funnyface keeps a lot of that really, really neat-looking magic stuff.
I see.
Magic stuff.
Magic stuff, eh? Good to know. Do you know anything about the creatures that he keeps there, or the people?
Well, there's a really neat-looking guy. He wears like a lot of leather, something like black lawn stuff. I don't know. He told me it was leather, anyways. There's a really tall guy. There's a lady. Oh, there's these ladies that walk around on the 3rd floor. They're way cooler than the other, like those big cool guys that are on the other floors. These ladies are way cooler.
Are they?
Thank you, Tina. If you can remember anything else, do let us know.
They have these weird, like, long, sticky things that come out of their backs.
Ew.
They're gross.
Well then, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear her and keep on walking.
Well, you guys are in the sleeping chambers, and since V knows where the button for the elevator is and where the actual pad for the elevator is, I would say you walk over to the button, you turn it until you hear a big clunk sound, and then you push it inwards. And as you do, the platform in the middle of the room lifts up. You see a little puff of dust come out. And it just kind of stands there. Or not stands there, just kind of stays there.
All aboard who's going aboard.
Yeah.
All right.
Jump on over.
Everyone steps onto the pad. That's, of course, now a big bloody pentagram. As everyone steps on it, everyone hears a big clicking sound. You guys slowly feel yourselves going upwards. And as you're going upwards, you see the ceiling getting closer to you, and the ceiling slowly opens up. And you start going through the ceiling. And for a while, for a good 15 minutes, you are just in like complete and total darkness. You don't see anything until you hear a big clunk, and all of you guys stop. And immediately in front of you guys, you can kind of see the outlines of like a metal gate, until immediately you see one of those giant light crystals light up on the other side of this gate. There are walls around you, by the way. The only way through it is the gate. And one of those crystals light up. And in the center of the room, there seems to be this big like thing with a big white tarp over it. It seems to be very rectangular shaped. And standing next to it is Colin. And standing next to him seems to be this very tall lady that's about as big as one of the executioners. And she seems to be covered in tentacles.
Cool.
So those are obviously the ladies.
Yeah,
Tina,
and
do you know...
Mr. Funny Face, hello.
Mrs. Tina, we must keep quiet. They seem to be in a very important bit of business.
Oh no, I see you. I was expecting you, if anything.
Fair enough, I suppose. I just didn't want to disturb the concentration. You seem to be working on something.
Oh yes, I was. And luckily, to finish this little project that I had, you arrived just in time. Sadly, I was hoping to do this little experiment earlier, but better late than never, I suppose. But let me show you what the project is.
He tells the lady to pull down the tarp, and she grabs the big white tarp and throws it to the side. And everyone sees two people ready to be hung. But these aren't normal ropes. It seems as though he has placed blades all through these ropes. Except all these blades throughout all these ropes, like I said. And not everyone recognizes who these ladies are, but you recognize one of the ladies as Selena, while Azazel, one of them being Catatini.
I will quickly just kind of cover Tina's eyes.
So here is the experiment. I'm going to have one of you choose who dies, and if you do anything to stop me, they both die. And I'm sure you wouldn't want that to happen.
By the way, all of you guys see this kind of this Lilithid-looking person as the other lady. By the way, that's what you guys see. But anyways, go ahead.
No, I have already chosen the person that I want to choose the death of one of these people. And
Says you. I run. I dash towards it.
I start.
No, there's a gate. There's a gate in front of you.
Do we
There's a gate.
see what they
Oh,
look
there's a
like, or are
gate?
they wearing like bags over their heads?
Yeah, I told you guys there's a big metal gate in front of you guys.
Yeah,
Do we
it's
see their
really
faces?
against
Hitting the
them.
shit out of this gate.
Yeah, you can
Hitting the shit out of
you
the
can
gate.
see their faces.
So does everyone see what Cat is?
Yeah, I told them it's like an Thoriane looking
Yeah.
lady.
Okay.
And you start beating the shit out of the gate.
oh, hold on. Like I was saying, I have already predetermined the person to choose the death of one of these fine specimens. And it took me a while because there are a lot of very smart individuals in your group. But of course I couldn't choose you as Hazel or you, Flynn, because you already have some attachment to one of these ladies. So, I decided to choose someone who has no real attachment to the group itself. Casper, would you mind choosing who is to die?
I look towards Casper.
So, by the way, Flynn, while you're banging on the gate, you see Celine looking at you with a very terrified look. Same for Catatini with you and Azazel.
I give Casper a look.
Can I make a quick investigation check or arcana check or something to see what this could be? If it's like illusion magic?
You can do an Arcana check, yes. Do an Arcana check for me.
I have advantage versus illusion magic because of my keen mind feat.
Casper.
28.
This is not an illusion.
Everything here is real.
Yes.
Bam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep that to myself.
I have my bow in my hand, and I'm slowly going for an arrow. Casper.
Flynn, don't you threaten me.
You just kind of hear Tina going, both.
Now, Tina, this is not your decision.
I'm gonna put my hands on the gate that's in front of me. I'm just going to slowly try to rip it off, desperately.
And you can do a strength check for me.
Mm-hmm.
I will reiterate to both of them. He did say he would kill them both if we did anything to stop him.
11.
You do not. You shake the gate and you pull on it a little bit, but it doesn't break. Not even at all. Not even a little bit.
I go over to Barry and I whisper in his ear, do you think you could get, in his ear hole, whatever, do you think you could manage to stealth your hand through the gate with a dagger?
He
to,
couldn't.
like, snip the cords or something? Possibly.
He couldn't.
At least stealthily throw 2 daggers, just...
I think the cage is lattice, right, Daniel? You said the cage was lattice. It's like very small holes.
Yes.
Alright, I tell the key you make a needle.
I put my hand behind my back and quickly produce like 5 needles.
Guys, can we be realistic for a second? That's obviously not them.
No.
Azazel's going to fall to his knees and just not say anything.
I will whisper into Casper and only Casper's ear. There is no illusionary magic going on here. At the very least, these are real lives. We may not be the right people. This person has done all sorts of experiments.
He could have created them.
You just kind of see Colin pipe up, saying like,
I might have created them, I might have not. But either way, to those two, they are real.
Flynn will turn towards Celine and shout, "Oh, even though through this entire hellhole that from what everyone's been able to investigate and find and share information with, he's able to create people and also their memories. But Flynn is going to ask Celine a question that only she will know, copied memory or not.
okay. Are you sending me through a message or?
I mean, wouldn't we hear it?
No, I'm.
Oh yeah, you said you're yelling.
Oh,
it. That's
yeah,
right.
I'm yelling it.
I'm quietly yelling this.
So no one hears the secret.
No, I'm yelling it. No, I'm going to yell it.
Celine.
Who?
I'm writing it down in all caps on a paper airplane and
No, I'm going to yell it. Who is the man that was my father but betrayed me?
Who? Palpatine.
As you're yelling this towards Celine with her terrified look and her crying eyes, you see her open up her mouth.
Flynn. He's.
You see the tall lady with the tentacles walk in front of her. And you see Colin look at you.
No. It is up to Casper to decide who dies. Do you really want 2 people to die today, Mr. Barrow?
Turning back towards Casper.
Guys, they're not real. It's not really them.
Well, if not real, then why does it matter? Just choose one at random.
I'm gonna throw.
Stop. You can't throw anything.
Okay.
Zagel's just gonna start mumbling to himself.
I am going to approach Azazel and just ask him bluntly, if this is a copy, would you hold it against Casper if she chose that?
You don't know if it's a copy.
I do know it's a copy.
I'm asking if it is a copy. Flynn is clearly very attached, copy or no copy. What about you?
How do you know it's a copy?
I'm not saying it is, I'm saying
No,
if.
I'm talking to her.
I mean, isn't it obvious? Everything in
Explain
here
it
has
to
been.
me.
We literally.
Elaborate.
We just fought clones of ourselves. It's literally that easy.
That's not good enough
But
for
we
me.
don't know that for sure.
I lean into
We are
Azazel-
here.
I lean into Azazel and whisper, is there something that she would have on her person, or some identifying mark that she would have that a copy would not? A scar, a particular ring, something. Seemingly insignificant.
We came in here without any of our objects. There's no telling if they would have too, if they were actual people, even though they're not.
If it's a perfect copy like those others, then she would have all the trappings that she would normally have, including my own name.
Or again, is it a cop? Do you know their speech pattern?
I figured she
Why
would
are
have...
we dealing with this foolishry?
Because
Make a
if you-
decision.
I don't know if it's
Yep.
a copy or not.
Y'all want me to make a decision?
Yes.
We really don't have no choice. He told you to do it.
You have to make a decision. Neither of them are going to make a decision because they obviously have, things one way or the other for these individuals. Barry and I are impartial, as are you. So you must make this decision upon your own and deal with the consequences, whomever's ire you may draw. And I look to the other two and I go, and you two will have to just deal with this, otherwise you will have ended up with both of your fair maidens taken from you.
It's not them.
I'm speaking in hypothetical. They don't want these people to die regardless of if they are copies or not. So you two will have to understand she has to make a decision now. And I leave the rest up to you, the lot of you.
So he's just going to put his hands back on to the gate. And again, try to knock it over with whatever strength he has. That's a 17.
Flynn is just going to beat just not do anything. He's just going to stand there staring at Colin.
You can beat the ever-loving shit out of that gate as much as you want, but it will not budge without my permission. Besides, you can take as long as you want to decide. They will eventually die anyways, with hanging like that, with those kind of material around their necks.
What about Dimension Door?
That will kill them both, you idiot.
That would be a viable option that I would be willing to take the chance on if I for even a second thought that these were actual people.
Then make your decision. Like all that's going to happen is they're just going to keep trying. Like they're going to keep rationalizing it's real. You're going to keep rationalizing that it's not them, and it's just going to go in a circle. So make the decision, I guess.
Again, Azazel's just trying to pull apart the gate with as much strength as he can.
How far away are me and Azazel? I'm pretty sure me and him are on the opposite ends, right?
Opposite ends of the gate. I mean, yeah, but none of them are.
Yeah. I know that, but like he's on the left side, I'm on the right side, or I'm on the right side, he's on the left side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just continuing to stare at Colin before Castor makes a decision. I will tell out loud so everyone hear me, and so can Azazel. I'm sure you know that me and you have had our differences. Either way, if one of ours falls, I have no doubt that one of us will try to kill the other so we can share the pain. But rest assured, I will not go easy on you.
Yeah, Azazel's not listening at all.
Clem, y'all are really just sort of making my decision easier, to be honest, because you're both kind of just being babies about this.
Being baby? He doesn't know if it's a fucking clone or not.
Wow. No, that's not like that's my future wife or anything, yeah.
Can I do any kind of check to see if these are clones, just like outright, just something?
You can do an investigation or a perception if you want.
Okay. Natural 20.
looking at these, the Thoriane and the more human-looking lady. Looking at them, it seems as though there isn't any actual differences. It doesn't seem like, oh well, there's like a tiny bug foot. No, there's nothing. It's like normal feet, normal skin tones for their races. Facial structures aren't obscured. I will say though, with that natural 20 and with the blades in the rope, around their necks, looking at Celine, the Flynn's girl. You can see tiny little pieces of red blood coming through the rope.
And the clones we fought had black blood, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Keeping that to myself.
I was gonna say, you can tell me, dye exists. It's not.
Casper is really trying to justify that these are real people. I mean, clones.
Because I don't believe that they're real.
Well, then make the decision. Pick one. Like,
I don't see what's taking you so long.
I was letting y'all have
It
your own.
We're not. Neither of these characters are going to be on your side on that.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
No, I know you're.
My adrenaline is pumping so fucking fast right now.
I feel that, man. From earlier. I feel
He's just gonna sit down and kind of wait at this point. Just like, come on, like, somebody do some fucking thing. Like, either get them both killed or pick one Casper. Like, come on, somebody do something.
What do I get out of picking? Besides the gates opening?
Nothing. You get to pick whose ire you draw, who's pissed off at you more, Zazel or Flynn. That's about it.
I'm asking Colin, like, do I actually get anything out of this, or is it just some stupid thing to push us apart?
As I said, it is an experiment. You do get something of it later, but only if you are willing to accept it. But as it stands for right now, it is a mere experiment, and I am merely testing your chemistry within the group. And it has been very, very interesting seeing the whole group tear each other apart, but then, in some weird ways, bring each other back together. And I wanted to see how much I could really pull on those.
Gotcha. So, the second one then. Okay, you can kill both of them for all I care.
Really? Alright.
Yeah.
Zazel's eyes are gonna dart over to her.
Well then, Casper
Flynn
has spoken.
doesn't.
What?
Flynn doesn't stop staring at Colin. Flynn does not stop staring at Colin.
Colin walks over to a lever on the side of this.
As Casper has said, both of the ladies are to perish.
Zazel's just gonna start punching harder.
He pulls the lever, and as they both fall down like getting hung, as soon as they hit the very bottom of falling, their heads immediately get decapitated and their bodies fall to the ground.
Do they turn into goo like the clones did?
Nope. From looking at the bodies fall, you can see their natural. You can see their natural blood flowing onto the floor.
That's what I thought.
I was not expecting for you to actually say Bo. I was actually expecting you to say the poor little Illitharian. You know, not many people actually care for those creatures. But there are a few.
Looking at Azazel.
Zazel's, like, his whole world has just stopped right there.
And as is for this poor little lady. What's her name again? Yes, Celine. That is what her name is. She meant a lot to you, didn't she, Mr. Barwood? Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. But hey, maybe this can help you become a much better person in the future. But with all things aside, the experiment has been completed. And I got a result that I was not expecting. But from a person such as you, Casper, that would hopefully take my place in all of this. I was hoping for something spastic and new. Farewell.
And you see his body start melting into black goo and just splash onto the floor. And the tall lady with the tentacles coming off of her walks to the other side of the room and kind of like vanishes into the darkness. And the gate, you hear like a very loud and slowly starts going.
Glenn just slowly walks through the body of Celine.
Same. Azazel is just going to fumble, almost wobble, like he can't even hold himself up, as he looks and tries to desperately put the head back on. Mumbling, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't see."
He's just gonna stand up and walk over to Casper and say, "Now that probably wasn't the best idea. But you've made your decision."
Just go over there and be like, you know what, shit happens, nigga. And just keep it going.
If I had only picked one of them, then whoever it was probably would have tried to kill me.
No,
So.
they both may try and kill you. Together, those two working together, that's a scary thought.
Glenn will reach over, grab the head of Celine, kind of move her hair out of the face. He'll use Druidcraft to seal up the head wound where the neck was, keep it from bleeding.
Okay.
Put it to her body the best I can, and I will Druidcraft vines and white lilies and make it like a cocoon out of it, and then take the boogeyman blade and shear off her hair, like as much hair as I can get off of her, pocket that, and then once her body's sealed up in this cocoon-like body wrap, almost like mummification with white lilies growing on it, Flynn will actually walk over to Azazel and go, "What was her favorite flower?"
Azazel's just, blood starts coming out of his eyes, his tears, and he's just mumbling to himself, "This is all my fault. I got you into this. Why did you have to save me? Why couldn't you just let me die?"
Roses, and I'll do the same thing for Azazel for Catatini. But whenever he's ready for me to seal it up, I'll do that. In the meantime, I'll have just the bed ready to put her to rest, and I'll go back to Celine's body and just sit there, staring at the corpse, and having the hair in my hand and begin braiding it over and over again.
We'll go to Flynn and kneel before him and kneel next to him and ask, "Would you like me to, turn this into a pyre to avoid any further use of the body by Colin?"
In a moment.
Very well.
Not yet.
When you're ready. I extend the same offer to Azazel, but I assume he says nothing.
No, he's in his own little world right now.
Investigation check on the room.
Alright, roll that investigation, sir.
25.
Alright. Let's go out of here. So, looking around the room, starting from the entrance where you guys came in, and then walking around, just all the way around, you see a doorway kind of in the darkness a little bit from the crystal, and standing next to that doorway, you see two of the normal, like, freakish patients just kind of like swaying back and forth next to the door.
Oh,
They're just standing there. And that's all you find, actually. It's just that doorway and those two freakish patients standing on both sides of the door.
Alright. I'll just keep an eye on them. As long as they don't move, I won't move. If they start to move towards us, I will get my finger guns ready.
Alright.
Was Celine carrying anything on her body?
Do an investigation check.
Soft 20.
It does not seem like there is anything on her except for her clothes.
In the meantime, I will stand up, wipe a single tear, crack my neck, and you will now see my bow string is weaved and braided with Celine's hair. And I just walk past the group and past Briggle and say, burn the body.
I will go to the body and very, respectfully light it ablaze.
Alright.
I don't even turn around.
You hear my dumb ass.
I don't even turn around.
Fire!
As you light it on fire, the noise and the light attracts the two freakish patients.
I rapidly shoot them.
Alright. Shoot them. Go for it.
Natural 20 on the first hit. Second roll is still a lot. 20 to hit. Second action. 25 to hit. And an 18 to hit.
Those all hit.
Okay. We'll do damage. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Colossus Slayer, Savage Strikes. The first one takes 48 points of piercing damage from both arrows. The second one takes 55 points of piercing damage from 2 arrows.
All right. With those 4 arrows that you shoot, 2 for one and 2 for the other, they both immediately fall to the ground.
Okay, I was about to say, if they're still alive, they need to make Constitution saving throws. If they're both dead, I just go over there, snatch my arrows, stomp on one of the second one's head for extra measure, sheath my arrows, and continue walking to where this doorway is and just lean up against the wall and light my pipe.
They don't have a lot of hit points, so yeah, you killed them for sure, especially after stomping its head in. So yeah.
I would like to take my fingers and get a little bit of the blood from Catatini and use truth in blood and figure out the memories of Cat.
Alright. This time I will actually have you do a history check, but with advantage.
Cool. Natural 20 plus 7 plus 4, so.
Yep.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
31. So, drinking this blood and absorbing the memories of Catatini, who you know to be Catatini in front of you, looking through her memories, you see almost verbatim everything that you know that she's done and gone through. You have actually seen you are actually seeing a couple things of her being in the giant throne room in Alucard's castle, in meetings with Alucard, talking about plans. One of them talking about attacking the dragon ruins. And then, as you, of course, see all these other memories that you are familiar with, and some that you're not too familiar with, because maybe she didn't share everything with you, but they seem to be legit either way. As you're reaching the very end, there seems to be just a tiny little blur of something. But before you can really see what it is, before you can see what this little hiccup is, you kind of jump back into reality.
Zazel is going to stand up, and he's going to look for where Casper is.
All right. Casper is still just kind of standing. She's of course stepped out of the elevator area, but she's still over there, I guess.
Yeah.
Zazel's going to take the head and and the body, and well, I guess he's going to search to see what's on her.
All right, do an investigation.
Investigation, that's 12. Did you hear me?
Yes, 12. Looking through her body, kind of the same deal with Celine. You don't actually find anything except, of course, the clothes that she's wearing.
Okay. He's going to take it and kind of place it next to the flowers that were where Celine was. And then he's going to head off looking for Casper.
She's right there.
Okay. Zazel's going to walk up to Casper, and he's going to look her dead in her eyes.
We're trying this?
No, I'm not trying to hypnotize you, because that won't work.
Okay. I was okay.
No, that wouldn't work. Instead, he's going to grab you by the throat and lift you up.
All right. What did you say, Destin?
Well, I was just... Okay, is that like a strength check or something?
I need you both to do a dexterity check for me.
Dex. Okay.
Just a normal check, or would it be a saving throw for me, or?
It'd be a saving throw for you.
All right.
Okay.
That's 17.
I got an 18 plus 2.
All right.
She backs up in time before your giant vampire naily hand grabs her throat.
He's just going to stare at her, not saying a thing, and begin moving closer and closer.
I'm gonna be like, whoa there, partner. Make sure
We will speak up and say, save that ire for the one who arranged it, not the one who picked it.
We're like, you don't want to do that, partner, man. Trust me.
He's just going to stare down Casper with his eyes coming right through the mask. And then he's going to put himself back into a normal position.
All right.
Okay.
I will kind of put myself in between him and Casper, kind of breaking the gaze, and go, would you like me to immolate the body to remove usage of it in future by calling?
Fight.
Just shut up.
Shut up before I kill you.
Do whatever you want. He's going to walk away.
I will
Not like you
respectfully let the
understand
body
anything
leave.
about life.
Ouch.
We will just let the And so go off his back and light the body ablaze. Respectfully, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then he will walk up to Casper and say, now you have two people who want you dead. Congratulations. I hope the choice was worth it. And for your sake, I hope the real ones are still out there.
I stand by my decision.
Does Azazel approach Flynn where he's standing because that's the only doorway in here?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Since you're away from the group and everyone's kind of still approaching us. Yeah. Almost. Anyway, once he does, and I don't care if Flynn hears the rest of everybody, but he'll just speak in a normal tone, still leaned up against the wall, smoking what's left of his pipe and tapping it onto the wall. Not even looking at Azazel, but go, do you know what the worst part is?
What?
The worst part is we'll never be able to hold them again.
I'm gonna slap Flynn.
Hear their voice. Flynn takes it. You let him slap him.
Shut your mouth.
Imagine it, as he kind of just... He'll turn his head, still looking down. Imagine it. Never hear their voice. The smell of their hair or skin. The jokes they tell. The laughter and joy they bring us.
Azazel's gonna start
That's the
clenching
worst
his
part.
fists.
During the
But you
slap,
know the
he
best
will-
part of it all, Azazel? The best part is... Then Flynn will look up towards the group as they're walking towards us. We get to savor the enjoyment of killing the ones that took them from us. And he'll turn and walk into the darkness of the hallway of the door.
Alright.
I'll just kind of whisper to Barry, oh, isn't that sweet? They're bonding.
I'm just happy there's fire. And I didn't start it this time.
I kind of
Classic
hold up my
Barry.
finger gun with little arcane runes circling around in front of it, and just kind of go, oh, I can cause that anytime.
I think there's one party member who's not mad at me right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already
mad.
dead.
I just feel like it's a really bad choice. Like,
I mean-
having one monstrous, like, attacker angry at you is one thing. Having both? Oh, my.
I still don't think that they were real. And Casper doesn't know either of them, so she doesn't care. And she's not gonna give anybody satisfaction of her picking just one of them and making it seem like
She gave
As-
Colin satisfaction already by picking something she didn't think she would.
She gave him the best satisfaction. That was like the best
They
outcome
might
for
not have
him.
been real to you. They were
It
real to
would've-
us, though.
I just personally think that there would have been a bigger tear in the group if she had just picked one, because then not only would someone have been after me, but then whoever had the dead spouse, they would have been after the one with the alive spouse or whatever, and it was too much. So I was like, fuck it, just kill both of them. It's the easiest option for me.
Let's hope it works out.
And it's up
What does
I think
Flynn
it's
see as he's walking ahead?
I go out there, flame gods, thank you.
Alright. So, as all of you kind of reach the doorway, and of course Flynn ahead of everybody, opening the door. It's an average door, just like all the other ones. You pull the lever and pull it outwards, and as you do so, there's a bit of a long hallway, not too long, And there's nothing really inside of it. It just leads to another door.
Flynn opens the door carelessly. Doesn't give a shit. There's an ambush.
As you pull the lever again and pull it outwards, and kind of step out there, I want you to do a perception check for me.
Perception. Not too bad. 18.
18. And pull up the description I wrote for this room. 4-3. All right. You see, it's a very long, big, open room. And there seems to be several different types of objects behind large panes of glass. You also see, with that 18, tons of doctors kind of walking around and looking as though they're taking notes on the things behind the glass. And you do see one of those tentacle ladies kind of walking around the room.
Okay. Flynn will stand there in the doorway, druid craft a bioluminescent yellow flower, and use druid craft to make a gust of wind to blow the flower behind him so the group will know, and clench his bow in his hand ready for whenever the group says to go in.
You said it was just one of the ladies and stuff behind glass?
There's one of those tentacle ladies, several doctors walking around, and the objects behind the panes of glass.
Okay. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be worried.
May I do an investigation check from the doorway?
You may.
Alright. That is 23.
So, from the doorway, and investigating from that location, you can see that the objects behind these panes of glass, you see that they seem to be very old-looking objects, some of them being artifacts of some kind, some of them looking as though they have some historical value to them in ways. I will also say, you see, not too far away from you, a plaque that seems to be holding a map.
Whisper, you'll tell Flynn about the map?
I haven't. I'm not going to tell anyone anything just yet. Have any of the doctors or the tentacle lady noticed us at all?
None of them have looked in your direction yet.
Okay. I will inform everyone about the historically significant artifacts behind the glass, as well as the map.
Flynn takes off from the room, casually going for the map.
All right. It's not too far away. As you kind of walk up to this map, you notice that it is a map of the third floor. And I will post that in the group chat for everyone to see. Right, that's the right one. So you guys don't know any secrets.
Neat.
Yay.
Where are we?
You guys, you see that, you see where Surgical Chambers 3 is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the little hallway that I told you about. You are right at the end of that little hallway on of course, the other side of that.
Alright, so we're about to go to the artifact.
Going into the artifact room, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
SCP containment, what? Hold on.
Containment breach.
Hope someone brought eye drops.
Okay. Alright. Now that I'm inside this room and I have the map, is anything hostile?
You do see a couple bug doctors look your way as you kind of like bolt your way to the map. They look at you, and then they kind of go back to looking at the artifacts and writing down notes.
Well, go over there and look. Go over there and look with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go start looking at objects specifically for anything of mechanical persuasion or magical persuasion.
And Glenn, I'll let you decide, DM. Pick me a random pane glass window with one of these artifacts. One at random.
I will choose. I'm gonna be extra random with it and roll a die. There we go.
Be extra random and throw it in the air.
Yeah, that fell on the floor. I'm not doing that again.
Be extra random. Roll it, spin it, and put it in the cup, shake the cup, then drop it.
All right. Ta-cha! There we go. All right, you go to the pane of glass that is on the other side of the room, to the right of the entrance to subconscious analysis.
Cool. Look at the glass. I notice the object. I don't care about the object right now. I look at everybody in the room. Is everybody in the room?
I assume.
Sure.
While Glenn's turning and looking at everyone, he'll take his elbow and hit the glass and break it.
All right, I want you to do a strength check for me.
Strength check! Glenn's not doing this on purpose! Yes, he is! Woo! 19.
19. As you reel back and hit this glass, you see a couple of shards pop out and cracks go everywhere. And as the cracks spread out, you see that as soon as they reach the end of their point, that you see them start retracting back inward, and you see the glass slowly start repairing itself.
I was gonna laugh if you got like a 3, so you like hit your funny bone and hurt yourself trying to break the glass.
That would be great.
Looking around at the doctors and the squid lady, do any of them have anything that seems that it would allow us to get through the glass? Or unlock it or something?
You do see, do a perception check for me.
That is a 17.
The squid lady seems to be holding some keys around, one key and then a few other keys. Well, the main key, like I said, there's one key that looks different from all the rest, but she is holding keys around her neck.
Well, let me go charm this woman then. And give her the old Barry Bones charm.
I also
By all
have
means.
Another lady to be charmed by Barry Bones.
Okay, so I know what Barry's doing. What did you say you were doing, Casper?
Oh, I was just saying that I also have a key that I got on the second floor.
You did?
Yeah.
All right.
But nobody cares about Casper right now.
So, Barry walking over to this giant squid lady. She kind of stops in her tracks and looks down at you.
I look at her like, hey, how you doing?
Okay.
I need a response.
She just looks at you. She doesn't say anything.
I'm sure Barry loves a challenge.
So what?
I said I'm sure Barry loves a challenge.
I do.
Especially one with tentacles.
Exactly. I've seen enough videos for this. I moved up in levels. No, but so I climb up top of her. I climb up.
As you go to start climbing up her, you see one of the tentacles smack you away.
And I say, "You a feisty one." This is what I'm talking about. You like to play it rough? Me too. I got this way.
As you say that, she leans in closer to you, right up to your face, and she starts saying, I need you to do a wisdom saving throw for me.
Can I cast comprehend language right now?
Oh no, actually, Azazel, you understand what she's saying.
What'd she say?
She is basically telling Barry to perish 1,000 deaths and become one with the Great One.
She's into ya.
What? Okay.
Go for it, man.
All right. You said a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Looks like a good thing I rolled a 19 plus the 2.
All right, you rolled pretty high. You still actually fall to your knees and start holding your head as you start hearing thousands upon thousands of voices that you can comprehend in your head, and you start seeing. They're very, very blurry, but you start seeing what look like tiny little eyes popping up on different points of the room.
Is this Neolithotep?
No.
Okay. I was about to say.
Can I tell her after all of this? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need you to have some subtitles. All right. Like English dub, please. Something. I was like, but I'm gonna need that, so I'm gonna try to steal it without her noticing. The key.
All right. I want you to, if you're going to try to do it while she's not looking, I'm going to say you started walking away, and I need you to roll for stealth.
Great. Now, would you look at here? I rolled an 18 plus 15. That's what, 33? I don't really know. It's 30 something. It's 30 something. That's all I know.
30 something. Okay. You start making your way around some of the doctors, kind of going around the direction she's walking. And as you start making your way behind her and start reaching up to grab the keys from her neck, from her little necklace that she has, you immediately see one of the tentacles smack you away.
God dang it. So she's seen me? Or is it just the tentacles is just moving on their own?
The tentacles are moving on their own.
Okay.
So she counts as an environment, basically. In a way.
Okay.
Glenn will walk up to his bone bro. Having difficulties?
Very.
Shall we just skip the formalities then? And Flynn will draw an arrow. And
Hold
just
up.
here.
Since we're in the room with all the bug doctors, how many are in there?
There is about 15.
I don't want to fight 15 things.
We need to get rid of them first before we fight her.
Can I just talk to her?
Anything
She's
already keys?
Well, she's turning around by now. She's already turned around and is walking back in the other direction.
What are we trying to get from her again?
A key.
Okay, can I just talk to her?
Zazzle, do it.
A set of keys.
A set of keys.
You can walk up to her I will say, Azazel, you do kind of the same thing Barry did. You kind of walk in front of her, and she stops and looks down at you.
Since I already understand her language, I'm just going to tell her I need those keys.
She looks at you and does the very gargly gibberish that Barry heard and everybody else kind of heard, but not as well as Barry did. And to you, when she speaks, you actually hear her as clear as day, and as she says, "You cannot have these keys."
And why not?
If my creator is to allow you to have them, then you can. But he has instructed us to not let you have access to the rest of his laboratory. You are free to walk around this room, but you cannot go any further.
So what you're saying is that your master doesn't want us. You really listen to your master like that? You just let him tell you, make you do whatever?
Yes.
You seem pretty big. Why don't you run this place?
I was created to do his bidding.
Who says you have to follow
Master. The what?
Who says you have
By the laws of the ritual that created me, that my master made.
Well, what if I broke that ritual?
You cannot. Someone like you does not have.
Barry, steal the keys while I'm distracting her.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I will do that. Ask her if she's DTF. Maybe you get a
Slide a hand, that shit.
I'm about to slide a hand the fuck out of this.
Gotta rebound somehow.
So go on, continue what you were saying.
Can Flynn also do a sleight of hand?
All right. Do you guys want to do separate, or one of you at advantage?
Probably
again?
do separate.
Separate.
All right. By the way, she is as tall as all the executioners that you guys came across.
Okay.
So she's extremely tall.
I like big girls.
So
for the roll.
I use this digital dice because I'm outside. I left my D20 inside, but the digital dice gave me a natural 20 plus 5, so 25 for the natural 20.
What about Barry?
All right.
30.
Damn. Okay. You both managed to unhook the necklace from around her neck and pull it down and over and gently walk away, holding the keys.
Alright.
Well, if you really
And
can't
I'm
let us have the
stealth.
keys, then that's fine. We will continue on our way. Then we walk out of the room.
I'm going to stealth.
All right, roll for
I'm
stealth.
gonna walk like nothing happened. I'm gonna walk around like nothing happened.
Who has it though? Does Barry have it? Barry should have it if he's stealthing. Because I don't know if you can see it.
31.
31. All right. You have stealth magnificently. And as you guys are kind of like walking back to the group, pretending as though nothing happened, you all see the doctors stop what they're doing, drop their notepads, and all of them start walking to the surgical chamber room.
Where are we going?
Well, we're all just kind of regrouping. We haven't made a decision where we're gonna go yet.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking around at the stuff behind the glass. And...
Some of the doctors are just walking past you guys. Some of them just kind of like bump into your shoulder and don't even think twice about it. And they're all walking into the surgical chamber room. you see the tall tentacle lady looking at your group.
I want to see what they're doing.
You know what?
So does
Okay.
Flynn. Yeah, so does Flynn.
Yep,
Flynn's curious.
Same here.
Flynn can go first, though. I don't.
No, after
to be
you,
behind.
Casper. You were ahead of me. No, you were ahead of me. Go ahead.
V, would you like to help stay behind with me and investigate this room?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, I'm afraid she might kill me, so...
Barry, you can stay
I'm
with us,
fine.
Barry. It's fine. If you got the necklace, we can figure, or the keys, I guess.
Okay. Alright, cool. As long as I get advantage on attack rolls if we fight.
Okay. So Flynn, Casper, maybe Barry should go with them in case things get rough, because he can do it on advantage.
No, we're fine.
Okay.
I would not recommend leaving the 2 spellcasters alone with something that seems to be hard hitting.
Yeah, this is fine.
Barry,
Okay.
yeah, Barry needs to stay with them.
Okay.
I'll go ahead of you, Casper. That's fine.
Okay.
Alright, I'll start with Flynn and Casper. As you guys follow the doctors into the surgical chamber through the hallway, you kind of stand in the doorway to the surgical chambers, not really walking in there, I would assume. And looking through the doorway, you can see that the doctors are all just standing there. Not like walking around or leaning up against anything. They're just all standing.
Canatonic?
Yep, they're just kind of like looking in one direction.
Which direction are they looking at?
Some are looking north, some are looking east, some are looking west, some are looking in your guys' direction. It's all kind of, they're just all looking in different directions, but not moving.
I don't leave the hallway. Can I make a perception check to hear anything tinking or clanking?
Sure.
That would be a +8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 27.
With the 27, you don't hear any clinking or tinging or any type of like metal sound, but you do hear a very, very slight whisper.
Can I make out the whisper?
Not really. To you, it just kind of sounds like gibberish.
Okay.
Can
Are
I?
there any pebbles or anything on the ground?
You can do an investigation. Casper, do you want to do a perception check too?
Well, just because I'm assuming that Flynn's not sharing any information with me right now.
Yeah. Then do an investigation check if he's not going to share.
18 for investigation, by the way, for a small pebble or something.
You do see on the wall where one of the stones was cracked, looks like a long time ago. You see as though if you pulled hard enough, you could get a piece of the stone off of the wall and have like a small little rock.
Alright, if I can pull it off the wall, I'll take it and throw it at the closest one to me.
All right. You yank the stone off of the broken, you yank the rock off the broken stone and you chuck it at the closest one to you. It hits it and it hits the bug creature kind of like in the collarbone area and part of the chest, and it doesn't move. I mean, of course, it like stumbles a little bit after it gets hit, like it leans back after getting hit, but then it just kind of goes back to standing.
Okay. That's it.
What did you get, Casper?
I only got an 18.
You can't really hear the whisper. You can't hear the whispering or anything.
My perception at +0, so I wasn't gonna get a 27. I don't know why I asked.
You could have still gotten a natural 20. There's still that chance.
Yeah, I was close.
So, with this tentacle lady, like, giving you guys the dead eye right now, you guys still want to walk around and look at some of the cases?
Am I still stealthing?
You are still stealthing.
Alright, so
Looking at Azazel and V.
okay, so while they're doing what they're doing, I'm gonna try to concentrate on these whispers in my head, but like have like full blown mental conversation with them.
Okay. I want you to do a wisdom check for me then.
Okay. Wisdom check. Alright. Will a 16 do?
That will do. As you try to focus on these whispers in your head, you immediately feel immense head pain and collapse onto the ground. And these whispers instead turn into yelling and shouting. And it seems to be just random voices saying negative things as though, "You're nothing, you're trash, you're the worst thing to have ever existed in this world, you couldn't kill a thing." The most negative things you could ever hear. And it is searing into your head. And as you like look around the room, you start seeing these tiny black tentacles kind of like come off the wall and the floor. Some of them start like touching you, and you actually start feeling the tentacles touching you.
Oh, I start feeling great. I'm like, oh, this is what you want to do to me right now.
So you feel immense sexual and head pain.
Like, I don't know. This is turning me on, but I'm hurting. Oh god.
So while Barry's in immense pain right now, which case do you guys want to look at right now?
Let's see. I'll look at the largest case, the one to the south.
Alright, so the one that's above the actual label of artifact room.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So, looking into that one, you see, do a perception check actually, just do a perception check.
That is a 17.
You see a lot of large, like, stone tablets and very big stone, like, it looks like they had taken these from, like, a broken down building of some kind, of course made of stone. But first thing you see behind this large pane of glass, you see, like I said, these tablets, and looking at them, they seem to be written in pictures, not really words. Would V know hieroglyphs?
I would.
I'm not sure. I know Common, Draconic, and Elvish as languages.
All right. So you probably wouldn't be able to understand these hieroglyphs.
Do you need any help up there, V?
If you're offering.
I will cast Comprehend Language.
All right. You immediately start understanding the language of these pictures and seeing this great story of talking about this magnificent and powerful pharaoh from a far-off land that seems to be called Adonia.
You don't say.
Never heard of that.
You see pictures of large alligators, and you actually see pictures of these giant red birds.
Okay.
And you do see what looks to be, that's where the wall gets cut off, but you do see what looks to be like the head of a bull in the motion of doing something.
Hmm.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Is King bullshit?
I haven't been in Adonia in a long time. Oh well. I'd say it to V, where you are.
Okay.
Alright.
Next
Am I
to
able to,
oops, sorry.
am I able to make heads or tails of anything about this besides that? Like, it seems very cryptic.
Since he tells you this information, I want you to do a history check.
Ooh, should I do one too?
This is for V. This is just for V.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a 28.
Okay, that is pretty good. You remember some tales of the land Adonia from word of mouth in your travels, people talking about that place, and some of the things that happened a long time ago, before the Great War with Gallowmere and Zarok. People talking about those stories in Adonia. You also know that people. The only reason you know about these great stories of Adonia is because they were told amongst many, many people between two brothers.
Ah, okay, I see. Nice.
Dope.
I feel stupid. I'm not getting the reference. I feel
He's
stupid right now.
referencing your campaign.
I mean, I know, but which two brothers?
Us. Me and Justin.
The
Oh.
only two
Oh.
brothers.
Fucking.
I was about to say, man, are you joking right now?
I thought you were. I was thinking of referencing a movie when you were saying, because I was thinking like, is this supposed to be a reference to a specific movie, including Adonia? I don't know. I feel dumb now.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I got it immediately. You said two brothers. I was like, dope.
Right.
Yeah,
I
Adonia.
heard Minotaur and it skipped right over my head. Then I heard brothers and I'm like, got it.
So.
I was thinking there might have been a Minotaur god that I just wasn't thinking of. That was my bad.
Just a huge reference to your campaign, man.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, it's a real shame what happened in Adonia, guys. Real shame.
One of us became a king. Dope.
Right.
Who is a gator?
Also, after looking at these tablets and going further on through the case and looking at more of these artifacts and objects, you see what looks to be a very large sheet of metal, very odd shaped piece of metal. And looking on the side, looking on it, it seems to be a very big depiction of a red griffin.
What's that
And
referencing?
And next to that, going a little bit further down, you see what looks to be a skull of a ginormous alligator.
Interesting.
And then going a little bit further, almost to the end, there's one more thing after this. There seems to be a corpse of some kind. It's very preserved, but you can still tell what it looks like. And it seems to be a humanoid, a human, but it's more fish-like, a more fish-like looking human.
Someone done killed Aquaman.
And then at the very end of the case, you see. With this one, I want you to do I want you to do more of an Arcana check for this last one.
Do I recognize this fish skeletal structure just from knowing about the, just the monsters that exist within the multiverse and shit?
Do a history check for me, Azazel.
I'd say, I don't think this should be an advantage. This should probably be a disadvantage, if anything, so I'm going to purposely make this disadvantage. Okay. 22.
22. You have heard words of these fish-like people, but not of the races that are usually talked about, like the Tritons or like Atlanteans or of those myths. No, these fish people seem to be more along the lines of like a person's body with just the head of a fish, essentially. And you've heard stories of certain religions and old religions consisting of creatures that follow this.
These are descendants of deep ones. I never thought I'd see one in my life.
What did you get for your roll, V? What was it again?
20 total.
20 total. You, looking at this, you can tell that it is a horn of blasting, but it is broken. It seems to be broken in half. But it used to be a horn of blasting.
And I assume mending it together would not fix the issue.
It would not. You could mend it back together and you could have a normal horn, but it wouldn't be a horn of blasting.
Ah, shit. Well, this was all very enlightening and slightly disappointing at the end.
There are other cases if you want to look at them.
Indeed I do.
All right. So, making your way to the other side with the tentacle lady kind of like following you guys now.
Go right ahead.
Following them.
Mm-hmm. So, do another perception check for me.
Okay. Not as good. That was a 15.
Okay.
I can give you advantage if you want.
Roll one. Yeah,
I'm
giving you advantage.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
one better. 16.
Oh.
Yeah. Real good.
All right. So, looking into this glass pane or past it, you can see there is kind of like a display where there's a mannequin wearing long, this long like cloak and kind of tattered-looking robes. And on like a little pedestal next to these robes, you see what looks like be some kind of like jewelry, I guess. And moving past that, you see what looks to be on this big podium on like a nice little pillow, even though the object itself seems to be very, very damaged and destroyed, is a crown.
Someone sounded like they were choking for a second there.
What?
No, I started choking. Forget it.
Oh, is everyone okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and past the pedestal that's holding the crown, you see a statue. No, not a statue. It looks to be a big wreath that they have hanging up. And I mean, it's big because this wreath has like 5 stone heads hanging on this wreath. And each stone head is the head of a dragon. And I will say, each of the dragon heads looks different.
How many heads?
5 heads.
Give me a second here while I look something up.
Your character won't know this, but I'll tell you, it's a thing for Tiamat.
That's what I was looking up.
Yeah.
Is this the skull of Tiamat? She's just dead?
No, she's not dead. I said stone. Stone.
Oh, okay.
You said the crown looks damaged, or everything around the crown is damaged?
The crown itself looks damaged, even though it's sitting on this really nice pillow on this pedestal.
Damn.
You want to continue to the rest of the?
Yeah, I'll continue looking at the rest of the room.
Yeah.
This time you actually do come across a statue, a big stone statue of a raven. And then moving past that, you come across another stone statue, but this one is more of an obelisk. And it seems at the very top of this obelisk is a very big eye. It's not like one of the eyes that was above one of the doors. No, this eye seems to have been chiseled into this obelisk. And then moving on to the past that, you come across what looks to be not as interesting as everything else in this room for some reason, but you do see it's an odd little black and white tiny notebook kind of sitting on a podium.
I'll pick it up.
It's on the other side of the pane of glass.
Okay. Can I?
You can't. You guys are nowhere close to touching these things.
Right.
Then, past the odd, tiny little white black and white notebook, you see what looks to be what would have been a fountain in the past, but is now obviously broken down and been destroyed from some type of situations that it could have been in at one time. That is at the very end of that case. And there is still one more glass case if you want to look into that too.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, that looks familiar.
I won't ever need that.
Walking over to the last pane of glass, this time with the tentacle lady almost like breathing down your neck. She's so close. You do come across this one, and this is the only one that actually had like something written in front of the display, and it says, "For the Lords of the 10 Towers." And you just see 10 rather average-sized looking like statues. Well, sorry, not statues, more like obelisks.
Do I know anything about this?
You can do a history check.
Natural 20 plus 7 plus 4.
Yes, you do know these. Like I said, they are the Lords of the 10 Towers. They are very powerful deities within this world. And since gods still won't really walk amongst this world, the Lords of the 10 Towers don't really exist as much as most of the gods now. They are some of the few gods that seem to have kind of like withered away in time. But there are still fragments of their existence throughout this world. And they each resemble 10 different things. There's the god of reflection, there's the god of nascency, there's the god of vacuousness, there's the god of allurement, there's the god of uncertainty, lucidity, eloquence, indistinctiveness, constraint, and trepidation.
Those are all pretty lame titles to be the guy.
And underneath all of these obelisks are tiny little plaques.
Do I really want to read it, all 10 of them? Okay, fine. What do they say?
Which one do you want to read first?
Just whatever order. Doesn't really matter.
All right, I'll start with the first one, which is reflection. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but come alive with wind. What am I?
Oh, are they all just riddles?
Yeah.
Shit.
These are all.
Oh,
Don't you dare look them up. If any of you assholes look it up and I find out about it, you guys are gonna get some serious pain. Gotta use your real noggin for this.
Yeah, I would, but I don't think we're gonna have time to go through these.
No, I was kind of leading this up to this be the beginning of the next session.
Yeah.
But I will let you. We have enough time to work on at least one of these riddles if you want.
Give it to me again. V, you want to help me on this?
Oh yeah.
I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but come alive with wind. What am I?
Corn.
Yeah.
Corn? You can say this out loud?
Yeah, sure. Whatever. It's corn or some kind of product involving corn, but yeah, it's corn.
You say corn, you exclaim out to the obelisk corn, and nothing happens.
Okay.
Did you say that it hears without ears? Or that it...
I thought you said doesn't hear. Or, I mean...
I will repeat it again. since it's just written down.
Okay.
I'll just say, but just to let you guys know, if you guys want to work on the riddle, you're gonna have to go into the room and help V and Azazel with it.
V, what are you thinking? Go ahead and repeat it, though, first.
Okay, I'll repeat it again and I'll ask what you guys want to do. I speak without a mouth.
Okay.
I hear without ears. I have no body, but come alive with wind. What am I?
Speaking
Windmill.
without a mouth.
Speak no mouth, hear no ears, have no body, come alive with wind.
What comes alive with the wind and makes a lot of noise? It doesn't.
And can hear without ears.
I have a thought, but I'm not there.
Megaphone.
That's not been created yet, so that can't be part of the riddle.
Oh, fair enough. But technically, that's a good answer.
Go back to your sexual.
TV that's powered by wind.
I can say Barry got up, and you can go over and help V and Azazel if you want.
I don't trust Barry's answers, okay?
But he already said he's walking over, so he's gonna try and help you guys at least.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
The coming alive with wind is what's interesting me.
Something. What? Obviously, it's a metaphor for something. What can come alive?
I will give you one hint with this obelisk. It is the god of reflection.
Oh, is it like water? Like with a reflection?
Lady of the Lake? I'm just playing.
Yes.
Speaks with.
Flynn will turn to the room. Sees everyone staring at this obelisk and asks what's going on.
Speaks with.
So I'm guessing you guys walk back to the room. Back.
Don't we have like the tentacle lady breathing down our neck at this point?
Yep. She's like right behind you.
Yeah, get out of here with the fucking keys. I don't want her seeing we have those.
And then I leave. And then I go stealth again.
As you start walking away, Barry, she kind of takes her vision away from Azazel and V and looks in your direction.
Well, she won't see them. Because Flynn is gonna do a sleight of hand, right?
Hint,
yeah,
hint,
I'm walking
wink,
in the room,
wink.
and then you can do a pass by.
Sure. Roll your sleight of hand.
Thieves and thieves can't.
Mm-hmm.
24.
Alright. Let me see if she sees that. She did not. She did not see that.
Yeah.
I was thinking corn because of the ear thing, but now I'm trying to think of what speaks with. What does he mean by speak?
God damn near said Helen Keller, but I was like, fuck it. Like, you got me there.
V, you got something?
No, I'm just thinking.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my intelligence and see if I can get another hint.
Nope.
Damn.
God of reflection, speaks without mouth, hears without ears, has no body, comes alive with the wind. That last part's throwing me off.
Yeah, because I'm like, I can think of something that can qualify for 2 of the 3 things. I just can't think of it.
Right.
Trick. Maybe it's a trick.
Flynn has no idea. We're not even going to attempt.
Tornado.
What about you, Casper? What do you think?
I never said that I came back to the room.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
got it.
You got it? Tell me what it is first.
Echo.
Echo.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, sorta, but does it come alive with the wind?
yeah, theoretically it does.
No, because the wind doesn't really affect. I guess it's
Yeah,
kind of, sorta.
But you need but you need air for any type of thing to echo. Vocal.
Maybe it just means sound? Well, that doesn't
It's
work
the phonetically. It's the way it's worded that I just don't. It could be echo, and it could just be a worded riddle, but I don't know. Maybe.
I mean,
you can try it.
If we, I
Might
mean,
as well try it.
I can't say anything because even if I blurt it out, my wife would tell me the answer right off the bat. So like last time. So
Well, he did say don't Google, and your wife is not Google.
the riddle is: I speak without words. What's the full riddle again?
Speak
Speak
without
without words, hear without ears.
I thought it was speak without a mouth.
Hear without ears.
But yeah, speak
Speak
without
without a mouth.
Hear without
without
ears.
ears.
And hear without ears.
Have no body.
And I have no body.
Come alive with the wind.
And come alive with the wind.
Can't be any body of water because obviously a body of water is a body then. And if it has no body, it can't be water.
Besides, I can't think of any kind of water that can hear.
Yeah. Or from the land with wind.
What is
What
it?
can wind
What
affect?
is it? Hang on, look, I'm gonna put me on. Look, I'm gonna go on mute, and my wife's gonna tell me. I don't know. I'm not gonna attempt it because Flynn's stupid. He's retarded.
I bet it's so
Okay,
simple.
yep.
I'm just not thinking of
All right, you guys go for it.
What's you want to give?
it. Is it? Oh, what about a tornado?
I said that earlier.
No.
Storm? Like nothing?
It's related to reflection.
A mirror? No, not at all.
Does a mirror
Well, what's the answer you're giving?
I guess not a storm because it's not.
Oh, did you say storm?
I mean, I just kind of casually said it to be, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know when you actually have the answer that you want to give.
Regularly, try your answer. See what happens. We're thinking happens nothing.
I don't know how many tries we have with it though.
Yeah, that's my issue.
Just go ahead and try Echo because it's the best thing I can think of right now.
Alright, I will go ahead and say echo.
All right. You exclaim echo to the obelisk of reflection, and as you do, the obelisk itself lights up and makes like a very
I've got it!
Wait, that was the answer?
It was. Yep, there was an echo.
Did you make that? Did you make that, Jacob?
Yes.
I will not judge you publicly.
Got it. Got it.
We have time for one more riddle if you guys want to do one more riddle.
Why not? Wait, what did we get after that first one now?
Well, if
the
y'all are gonna
obelisk
do
lit up.
that,
Okay, so we just gotta light them all up.
if y'all are gonna,
What's
if
the
y'all
next
are gonna
one?
do that, then I gotta go. If we're
Oh.
gonna do another riddle instead of cutting it off for this session tonight, I gotta go then.
Okay.
Okay, well we can still cut it off here.
Yeah, we can just cut it off here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we'll cut it here for this session and pick it back up next Sunday.
We did it.
Whoop, whoop. Let's
Be
go.
back.
We are
No
now
combat this
in-
says.
absolute state of
you
depression.
had
Yeah, you're
combat.
welcome for that, by the way.
I don't know. Flynn actually had combat.
Sort of.
Yeah, you killed those two freaks.
Flynn didn't. That wasn't combat. Flynn just straight murdered two things, not even thinking twice. That wasn't combat.
It was one-sided combat.
That's called
True.
homicide.
It's alright. There will be combat because I'm sure now that Flynn has these keys and the tentacle lady is there will be combat next session.
Yeah, but she's looking at me, so
I don't care.
I knew she wanted me.
Well, that was really, really good session. DM, Jacob, you're a monster.
Don't
I
blame
sent you a message, by the way.
Don't blame Jacob.
Oh, so
Sent you a message.
Are you saying that he should blame me?
No, I mean, it's all on me. I'm the one that set this up, so.
You're a monster.
I mean, I couldn't
You're a
really
monster.
be mad if y'all did blame me, considering how much.
I have a riddle for everyone if everyone wants a nice little riddle.
We'll deal with that next time.
Oh,
Right now.
Dragon Ball.
For right now, that's it.
Aw, no. what's the
Goodbye.
riddle?
I do.
We'll do that off screen.
Okay, okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good night.